Something just happened in the world of UFC, and it's going to ripple through the entire sport. Ilia Toporia, the undefeated phenom, the man who dethroned Alexander Volkanovski and claimed the featherweight crown with dominance. He's been on top of the world, but now, just months before his highly anticipated title defense at UFC 317, he's split from his longtime coaching team. No press conference, no emotional goodbye post, just gone. And as that chaos unfolds on one end of the UFC, another storm brews in the lightweight division. Justin Gaethje, the highlight. The warrior known for violence and grit now finds himself on the outside looking in again. And this time, he's had enough. Gaethje is livid over what he calls a blatant title shot snub, and he's not staying quiet about it. Two fighters, two stories, one looming question. What is happening inside the UFC right now? Let's dive into the details because what's going on behind the scenes might just change everything. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Ilia Toporia's rise to power looked like a textbook climb to greatness. A laser-focused athlete, a flawless record, and a camp behind him that knew him inside and out. That's why fans were blindsided when news broke. He's left his longtime team. No leaks, no hints, just sudden confirmation that Topuria would be heading into UFC 317 without the team that helped him build his undefeated legacy. What happened? Sources close to the situation remain tight-lipped, but whispers of friction have already started to circulate. Training philosophies, clashing egos, business deals that didn't sit right. It's all speculation for now, but the timing couldn't be worse. He's days into camp for UFC 317. A world title defense is at stake, and now he's making the biggest change of his career. Some say this is the move of a confident champion, someone seeking next-level evolution. Others believe it's a disaster waiting to happen, and those people might have a point. Fighters leaving teams isn't rare in MMA, but it's almost always messy. Think back to TJ Dillashaw leaving Team Alpha Male. It turned into a feud that overshadowed fights for months. Or Jorge Masvidal separating from his early coaches after rising through Miami's street fighting scene. The reasons are never simple. Sometimes it's about money, sometimes it's about control, other times it's about loyalty being tested under pressure. In Toporia's case, the silence around his departure is what's most telling. He hasn't released a statement. His former coaches haven't aired grievances. That silence screams tension. And when a fighter walks into the biggest moment of their career under a cloud of mystery, fans notice. More importantly, opponents do too. Because now Topuria is heading into the octagon without the familiarity of his old team. The people who knew exactly how to break down an opponent's habits. Who knew when to push him in camp and when to pull back. The coaches who could read his training in a new environment, adjusting to unfamiliar voices, rewiring his preparation routine after years of habit. Drama sells. But Toporia's story isn't the only one making waves right now. While the featherweight division grabs headlines, another fighter is quietly reaching a boiling point. Justin Gaethje, one of the most violent men to ever step foot in the octagon. A former interim champion, a man who delivers carnage every time he fights. But today, he's not in the spotlight. He's not holding a belt, and according to him, he's been snubbed. Again, Gaethje has made it clear he believed he was next in line for the lightweight title. After brutalizing Dustin Poirier with a head kick KO, many thought that cemented his shot, but the UFC had other plans. And Gaethje, he's not taking it quietly. Speaking to media, Gaethje didn't mince words. "I've done everything they asked of me. I took the hard fights. I didn't sit out. I fought killers. And now they give the shot to someone else?" His frustration was raw, and for good reason. This isn't the first time Gaethje has been passed over, it's becoming a pattern. And each time he's responded the only way he knows how, by fighting even harder. But this time feels different. There's a tone in his voice, a hint that he's tired of playing the game, that if things don't change, he might walk away. He's earned his place. He's delivered highlight after highlight, and now he's watching the division move on without him? It stings, and fans are rallying behind him. Let's pull back and look at the lightweight division. It's stacked. Arguably the most competitive division in all of MMA. You've got Islam Makhachev holding the belt. You've got Charles Oliveira, Arman Tsarukyan, and even Conor McGregor lurking around the conversation. Now add in the return of Dustin Poirier, and things get wild. But here's the problem. There's no clear order. And that chaos? It's leaving fighters like Gaethje in limbo. The UFC loves chaos when it sells. But when it starts alienating fan favorites, when warriors like Gaethje feel disrespected, it risks something deeper. Loyalty. Because fans don't just tune in for belts. They tune in for stories, for redemption, for grit. Gaethje is all of that. And right now, his story feels stuck. Now, here's where things get really interesting. While Topuria deals with his team fallout, and Gaethje fumes over title politics, a familiar name is starting to reappear. Alexander Volkanovski, the former king of the featherweight division, the man who Topuria dethroned. Volkanovski hasn't said much. No loud statements, no direct callouts. But insiders say he's quietly preparing for a comeback. Could it be a rematch? A return to lightweight? One thing's clear, Volk isn't done. And with Topuria looking vulnerable for the first time, Volk's timing couldn't be better. The MMA community never stays silent for long. When news of Gaethje's snub broke and Topuria's team split hit the web, the comment sections exploded. Gaethje deserves better. Topuria's gonna crash without his team. Dana's playing chess and leaving legends behind. Memes, hot takes, Reddit theories, it all flooded in. Some fans believe the UFC is prioritizing new stars over loyalty. Others think it's part of a bigger business strategy, building drama to fuel pay-per-views. But one thing is certain, the fans are watching, closely. And with every move the UFC makes, the stakes only grow. It's not just talk. Gaethje has hinted multiple times that he won't stick around forever. He's 35. He's taken damage in wars few would survive. And if he feels the UFC isn't giving him the respect he's earned, he could walk. He's made money. He's built a legacy. But the fire that made Gaethje great came from the belief that violence was rewarded, that being a warrior mattered. If he loses that belief, we may see one of the most beloved fighters in UFC history bow out. Not with a bang, but with silence. And that would be a loss greater than any fight. Topuria's team drama, Gaethje's fury, Volkanovski's quiet return, and a UFC lightweight division spinning in every direction. This isn't just one story, it's a web of tension, and at the center of it all, the fans. Because while fighters battle in the cage, it's the audience that shapes what the UFC becomes, who we support, who we demand title shots for, who we believe in even when the promotion doesn't. So as UFC 317 approaches, the real question isn't just, will Topuria defend his title? It's, what kind of champion will he be without the people who got him there? And will the UFC remember what makes legends like Gaethje irreplaceable before it's too late?